your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years. Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved and getting gear with a car loan from ACB Drive Away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody tuned in this evening for another episode of Highlight Antigua, talking culture and entertainment with Doyle and Gavin. Remember, we're here every week from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., every week on a Wednesday, that is, all right, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're talking about all things Antigua, you know what I mean? We're setting that, ground that, to get people start thinking again about the culture, about the things that makes Antigua or Antiguans unique, all right, and trying to highlight, those activities. At the same time, provide a platform for local business entrepreneurs, to be able to promote and engage in terms of what they do for business. So Highlight Antigua is aired every Wednesday on the ACB Caribbean Parish League YouTube and Antigua Parish League on Instagram. Or you can join the conversation by calling 268-776-2866. All right? As we start every week, we give you a brief definition of, what is culture. And according to UNESCO, UNESCO defines culture as the set of distinctive spiritual, material, intellectual, and emotional features of society or a social group that encompasses not only art and literature, but lifestyles, ways of living together, value systems, traditions, and beliefs. All right? So, Gavin?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, when we look at that definition, it's so deep when they talk about the spiritual aspect of it, emotional, intellectual, and just the way of life, just your general way of life. Sometimes, we just think about culture as our artistic expression only, It's very prominent that people, when you say culture, people think about, the music and the whole festive side of culture, not really just even the spiritual side.
It's also the lifestyle that gets me, because lifestyle plays a part in culture.
Correct.
Things you grow up accustomed to doing,
Correct.
the games you play, the things you eat, the things you plant.
Correct.
You know what I
Just
mean?
the way
The
of
colors in which you paint your houses and stuff. All that
I
forms
really
a
like
part
that
of it.
definition. I really like the fact that every week you take the time out to establish the definition first. And we're talking about ways of life. And tonight we're gonna feature Mr. Calvin Pilgrim. He's gonna be up on the next segment, and we're gonna talk to him about, a lot of the games and that we
Especially
play.
kite.
The kite flying.
Especially kite, because there's a big kite flying tournament coming up that he's actually organizing. Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna spend some time with him and talk, because I don't know if many of you out there can remember, kite was a big thing for us. I mean, we didn't sit around in the house playing video games, watching TV. We were outside. When we were at school, we were playing games, group games, individual games, doubles games. When we were at home, we were playing games. We were outside making a kite.
You remember Turkleberry?
Of course, I remember Turkleberry. And then later grew up to find out it was called clam and cherry. And
Turkleberry was very important in kite flying.
You ever eat one?
Of course.
Oh,
A big one in the yard. We had a big tree in the yard, So, I mean, if you ask the average youngster about, sticking your kite with Turkleberry, they're not going to know what you're talking about.
Let me see if you know anything about kite. If you don't have a Turkleberry and a glue, what you use?
Tape.
No, man. So you never about white flour paste?
Oh, well, yes.
You make the kite like a heavy, but you know what I mean?
Yes. But
Back in them
it will
days,
stick.
we had newspapers, so I could have gone cut out coconut bowl, the veins in them, peel them off, use the little thread, teeth out, little thread out the sewing kit, do it up and everything, so get a newspaper. But we'll get into that later. I mean,
this is before you could go to Shoals and so and buy a kite.
and buy a kite. You know what I mean?
So we're gonna it's gonna be a nice show tonight. We want to really go in depth with that kind of stuff with him. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to that conversation. The other things that are happening, the museum is having a series. Unlock the Museum series presents What is Benna Music? A lively discussion with panelists Dr. Hazra Media, Destroyer, Dr. Byron, and others. All right, so that series comes up. And of course, we're going to discuss as well some of the games that we think forms part of our culture, some of the things that we used to play in school. Anybody remember stuff like marbles? You remember they call marbles?
Of course.
Right? Remember they call punchinella. Hey, let me see. No, sorry. I have to go so. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be having a discussion this afternoon. I mean, these are childhood games. Of course, handball, rounders, one-tip cricket,
hide and seek.
You know what I mean? So we're going to spend some time. We're going to discuss. Gavin, if you really think back, you think some of these games, them simple games we used to play in school and so, help, some of these sportsmen and women that we have.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think we would have been able to see who the natural athletes from playing these games. I know I grew up in Villa Park, and a lot of the guys that I knew that went on to become sporting stars, we all played these games together.
I remember I went T.N. Kernan primary school, and I couldn't wait for break time. Break time was always boys versus girls rounders. And let me tell you, it was a competition. I mean, we used to play with what you call a skinless. Anybody remember that?
Skinless, yeah.
That's when the ball now and then turn a green here and they peel it off.
It's small
so
and brown.
when it hit your hand, it like sting, right? And me tell you, I used to look forward to go up, your baseball when I knock the home run. Yeah. So when we go up go bat, all of us hear the chant, "Homie, homie," you know what I mean? And I proudly step it up to the batter's mouth.
A big one.
Boy, look, hey, me just knock with them ball, right? Me just knock with them ball. Couldn't run faster than the rest of them, so I have to knock with the ball. So I can take my time and go on the base. But it was fun, and when you think about now, all the trouble the kids and them getting into in school, all the violence and so that's going on. Look back at us and how we used to approach.
And it's not that we didn't get in fighting.
No, we used to get in fighting, but
I'm
not stab up nobody and
no, exactly. Man, just get a little scuffle up.
You thump out, you slap down, you know what I mean?
Cool again tomorrow.
And then tomorrow, by maybe even not by tomorrow, but maybe by the end of the week, you start talking again, you're cool. I also remember that when I went to school, I was living in Casada Gardens when I was going to T.N. Kernan School. And we used to walk in gangs, in groups. I mean, let me not say gangs, in groups.
In groups.
You know what I mean? And if the furthest person in the village would walk to the next person, house, call out to them, they meet up, they come down, call to the next person, meet up.
Going Villa.
Yeah, and then by the time they reach out in school, you have a group of maybe about 12, 15 people walking there. And when school is over, we're looking for one another, we're waiting for one another, and walking together.
I want to say this, it's not that we never get in no trouble, or we were not mischievous, in our own way. We used to trust one of people host for a run. Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you,
we never
that was a game that I didn't like. I could get one experience.
But we never breaking into nobody's house.
So,
you know what I mean?
So I used to go JSC to play basketball. So these weren't my schoolmates. These are friends out of the community. Okay. So one night we coming home from JSC, maybe about after 9, 10. And all of a sudden, me see everybody start to speed up and walk in groups ahead. So, you know what I mean? My next partner talk, me not study nothing. I'm here, bang along, bam, bam. The man started to spell stone by some house roof. After 10 at night now. Yeah. So whoever come out the house now come out vexed and frightened.
I believe it's you.
Partner, me the slowest man in the group, I'm feeling me first with you. Because me no like trouble, tal.
Correct.
I was raised not to get myself in trouble. Me no like trouble. But again, just saying that when you compare now to then, we were so creative in finding things to do. I mean, we didn't have much. We did not have much. But we were so creative in finding things. I mean, as simple as digging a marble hole. And I'm sure many of the parents back then that used to beat us out of, why you playing a marble? I wish they would go that some of the kids don't go and play marble. Of course. Seriously, because guess what? Yeah, marble, you get in like a fighting, like a cussing and whatever. Somebody take away your marble, they come and cry, no big deal. But guess what happened now? People get stabbed up.
You know what I mean?
People get shoot up. People involved in all these drugs and all that kind of stuff as well. So I best they go play the marble. You know what I mean?
Listen, I used to walk home with a bunch of guys from academy, and we used to get in our little mischiefs. I mean, I'm sure when we meet up as big men now, we all reminisce and talk about it. But man, it was not like what we hearing happening now. We used to have our little quarrels and our scuffles, and so that happened. We were kids, and hormones will race, and people will feel like, hey, we want to show who is the bigger one or whatever. But we never ever dreamt about stabbing up each other or taking it to that other level.
I guess we were too occupied at the time and occupied, competitive at the time to study and worry about this. Sometimes I have to wonder if it's the influence of
the music,
the television, the video games that creates this mentality. Because I used to leave when I graduated from Tinker, I went to Antigua Grammar School, right? And at that time, I was a basketball soup, and the hardest place to play basketball after school was Fibre. And if you remember Fibre, they're back there by Lifesaver.
Of course.
They just have a one rim court, concrete court.
Yes, just by Idris.
So my mother used to always tell me, come straight over to school, right? So they have to make up the little lie that you have to do something, homework, step up to something. And you can't go home and make you see.
So you walk from grammar school to Fibre?
I walk from grammar school to Fibre, right?
Your soup.
And here what now? So when I reach the Fibre, I can't play basketball in my school shoes. And I can't play my socks because I can't play my shirt because my shirt get dirty, so So I have to take off all of that. So we play basketball barefoot, right? In the hot sun from 1:30 in the afternoon to maybe about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we play basketball. When we go back home now, I'm ready to start put on my shoes. You know, the little water sores they get on their foot because you run out and the concrete blisters them. Boy, I feel all the pain that I walk home, boy. I go home and I say, boy, I hope mommy realize so and so and so, because, the excuse that you go and study somewhere or you have to go do homework with somebody, I stay back after school for something. So you worry about that when you reach up, but you worry about that by the pain I walk and go home to come in on a ride. I never walk down for 5 weeks, tired like a walk. For go to Saturday, but me soup.
You just want to play ball?
Right? I just want to play ball. I ain't going to use drugs, I ain't going to sell drugs, I ain't going to walk around on a knife, I ain't on a gun, but just be interested in sports. Anything called sports, may play rounders, basketball, checkers, draft, anything named sports.
Yeah, man.
Me play. Anything named games.
I grew up very similar too. Very similar. I mean, school academy, especially in academy days, you finish at 1:30 and by 2:15 matches start. So I used to go down to my parents, walk down to the bottom of Popestead Street, eat some quick, and you're back up to play by 2:15. You're there till 4, 5 o'clock, 4:35. Sometimes, so I mean, even remember if we doing no homework because we playing football all afternoon. I mean,
but you still went home and got your homework done.
Yeah, when we go home, we have to make sure. But the thing is, we had no time to get in the things that we hear going on now. We were so occupied with sports and with music and with just everything that I didn't have the time for that. I didn't have the time to get into that.
As it is said, things change, but as we always talked about, it's finding a sweet spot. And maybe it's time we concentrate and push in some of these activities. I mean, I really don't know what carrying in school now because I've been finished with school for a while. So I can't tell you, I mean, I'll probably have to visit the school during the break time to see
what happened
how the kids,
I want to ask you a question, Dad.
With one another.
I want to ask you a question.
Sure, go ahead.
You think this issue with the youth violence and, that we're seeing today, do you think it has to do with the music, especially that they're listening to?
All right, so my personal opinion is that it has a lot of different factors that contributes to it. This is my personal opinion. I'm no expert on this, people. Just giving a personal opinion based on the question Gavin asks. And you can give your opinion too. Remember, you can always call in at 776-2866. All right? So my personal opinion is this. All of it plays a part. We're influenced by the music we listen to. We're influenced by the things that we see on television. We're also going to be influenced by the role models we have. And in our days, our parents were busy working hard for us and also making sure that we had work to do, whether it be chores at home, getting your homework done. Because, listen, in my we had a 1/4 acre land, right? A 1/4 acre land in Casada Gardens. on that quarter acre land, my mother was a domestic worker at Cable Wireless at the time, right? And within that quarter acre land, we grew every vegetable imaginable. We raised pigs. We raised chickens. I had goats. I had a rabbit. We had a dog. We had a I had a cow that I had to go
A
to
farm,
the
yeah,
park
man. A farm.
quarter acre land.
Yeah, the farm.
We had a raspberry tree. We had hibiscus tree. We had banana trees in the back. You know, we had flowers in the front yard, and we had our chores. I mean, once a month we'd have to clean out under the house. Okay, the under the house was your ultimate storage area where you have to put your excess lumber, your 2x4, your piece of galvanized, all this kind of stuff, and then you know the rat them go under the house and they get dead and they start smell. So you have to go on there now. Or the fowl them go on there lay and the egg them rat down there, you know. So you have to go on there, clean out everything, and then pack back. Right? And when you don't have that to do as a chore, you have to go and pick broom and sweep the yard. Right? And when you don't do that as a chore, you have to go clean out the fowl pen or clean out the goat pen. You know what I mean? You have a hold on the goat to them and take off the ticks in them, and you know, you had things to do. So I had a responsibility when I got home from school. There are things that I had to do. If you don't have a pipe, you have to build the cart to them, the flat cart using the bars wheel in them, and you put on the bars wheel and put the little nail in the end for hold them on. And then you have your rope, your two rope, hold the steering part for the bars with the front. And you carry 4 or 5 buckets, but that for full up your drum and them or your tank they had. So you had a response, you had things to do. How many kids now, how many parents give their kids responsibility?
Real serious chores.
And so they have, you know, they have things to do to make sure that they get done. I mean, I can't talk for everybody, but I personally don't think I see it a lot.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Doyle. I mean, growing up back then was definitely a different ball game, and we don't see a lot of that today. And that is definitely, as you say, is one of the contributing factors to why we see all that we see now.
I think so.
I mean, we know all what's happening now. There's nothing that we don't know. But yeah, it was a different thing. There was back then. We know. Listen, I was outside my barber shop the other day, and on Bishopgate Street, the famous Don Barber Shop.
Oh, that's my barber shop too, by the way.
Yes. The greatest barber in the world. And you know, there's a on the corner, there's a facility that I think they offer extra lessons or something for kids.
Oh, that's down on the other side of the road. On the other side of the road.
So I was there standing up as an adult, and a young lady coming up the road, and culturally again, this is a part of how we know culture is going to somewhere that we're not familiar with. So there was some guy sitting on Jughead's corner, you know, Jughead.
Yeah, no, Jughead lived there.
And they heckling the girl, whatever, saying something to her, and she got upset. And I'm on.
What is it, guys? Big men or
young guy?
Young, okay, all right.
Saying something to whatever, and the amount of expletives this young girl let off. And even when she was passing me, going up, she's still carrying on. And I just said, Miss. And she didn't even bother with me.
Yeah, the manners gone out the window.
I'm like, wow. You know, being young, we used to have, yes, we would speak in decent language to one another, in our peers.
Not
but
in front of adults.
You saw an adult, that done.
Nope, not
that
in front of adults. Because you don't want nobody to go home and tell your father and mother, you don't know.
So again, we're talking about the way the culture has now drifted to somewhere else or gone to another place. A place.
Let me ask you a question. Nowadays, if somebody go home and tell one of these kids' parents that they're on the street behaving like that, what do you think most of the parents them do nowadays?
They might abuse you.
Exactly.
They might abuse you
exactly.
for telling them that.
That plays a part in it too. That absolutely plays a part, because I think, Gavin, we went through a period where too many young people were getting pregnant.
Correct.
And so they didn't have the experience of
and
being parents and what needed to be parents.
Raise children.
You know what I mean? So the way how children used to be raised before and not the same way children being raised now.
Correct. That is definitely another factor.
Because I've seen young parents out there with kids and how the kids behave in front of them, and they're fine with it. They're okay.
What we have established in this conversation that there are several factors that has caused society to be the way it is, and for us to be have lost a particular aspect or a particular grade in our culture.
Listen,
Definitely is several facts.
I think we're losing. I think we're losing the Christianity part in the culture. I think we're losing the manners and respect. Remember, your parents used to preach to you, manners and respect we carry to the whole world.
I want to come back to that point that you just made, and we have to take a break. But before we take the break, we're going to come back to the Christianity aspect of it and how does that.
You sure you want to talk about that today? You sure?
Or that whole topic.
You sure? But think I'll even stick to the games and them.
All right.
But Easter.
Easter.
Producer, it's Easter, so we should talk about it.
We don't have to go in depth, but I want to ask you a few questions. But we have to take a break, so we'll be back in a jiffy, and we'll be back with Mr. Pilgrim, Calvin Pilgrim. He's going to be talking to us about kites and games and all kind of stuff. So stay tuned.
All right.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get... Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan.
Welcome back to another episode of Highlights Antigua, talking culture and entertainment with Doyle and Gavin. Remember, this program is aired every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the ACB Caribbean Parish League YouTube and the Antigua Parish League on Instagram. You can join the conversation with us if you have something to say. Call us at 268-776-2866. We are now here with Mr. Calvin Pilgrim. All right? And we're going to ask Calvin for the first part of it to join the conversation when we're talking about the World Cup. I mean, we started off talking about different games that we used to play in school and how that kept the attention of us as young people, kept us out of problems. I mean, I know I was a very competitive soul, so if you bang me off today on handball, sorry, not table tennis, because I never play table tennis back in school, play handball.
Handball, yeah.
You get on stone, and like a chalk stone, and you go, you mark your lines and then on the concrete, and you have competition. Sometimes double, sometimes single, and you have to know who the champion, who the best man.
Yeah, I always have controversy where the outline be. If the ball
Well-
out or not.
Well, in Villa School, we didn't have that problem because the way how the courtyard was casted, they casted them in squares.
Okay.
So 2 squares is a court, 4 squares a double court.
Okay.
So we had no problems with our hand tennis there.
But that's bad though. But that's knock round the foot, under the foot and so on. I dash off the side and knock back ball. But that's real bad though.
Man, you play some games again though.
Definitely, these things need to come back.
I mean, I remember stuff like, for instance, dodgeball.
Yeah.
You know, I would just call them cocking really.
Yeah. And it does quite a few things. One of the things it does, it develops your fine motor skills, right? I run a playground in Golden Grove. And you know, picnic can't climb.
Oh, that playground in Gold, when you go to, that's yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
The children of today, they cannot climb. Boys can't climb.
Why you think, what contributes there?
Because they're being raised indoors, couch potatoes with the laptop
Uh-huh.
and the devices. As soon as a child is born, and you check it out, as soon as a child is born and the parent wants to keep the child quiet, the first thing they do is put the device in the hands.
That's a fact.
And so the children grow up with the device and they're doing all these things with it. But put them outside to catch a ball. They can't catch a ball.
Wow. But is it that parents, because I mean, when I'm home, if my son is into basketball, I had a basketball game in the yard, I used to go outside to play basketball with him. My daughter in the football, I go outside in the yard and kick some ball with her. You know what I mean? Is it that parents don't have the time, can't find the time, won't find the time to do these things? I mean, allow them to go around the yard, climb a tree, you know, play.
I mean, it's totally a different era. For instance, growing up, and you're in the house and you're misbehaving. What the first thing your parents tell you? Go outside.
Go outside.
Today, what the parents say?
Go to bed.
Go in your bed. Go to your room. So you see the problem?
And you just glad for go outside.
Glad for go outside.
Listen, when I grew up by my aunt in Villa, and my cousin at the time, when we were younger, we had a big cousin who used to work at Liat. So when he would come home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we would make my other cousin and myself, we were very much the same age group, born 2 weeks apart or something like that, or a month apart. Anyway, we couldn't wait for him to reach home because we know from the time he come home, we go on Villa Park with him. And the rest of the afternoon we down there playing whatever game they're playing, whatever game in season. But we didn't care whether it was basketball, football, cricket, whatever. Sometimes we just playing catcher man. Sometimes we playing marbles. But the fact that we were outdoors playing was just, it's like we almost felt, I'm going to use an Antiguan word, coop up in the house. You know what I mean?
You think some of the kids nowadays remember or know some of the games that we used to actually play at a younger age? You think they know them?
They don't, because they're not being handed down.
They're not behind now.
No.
Let me. When the producer sent the topic to me for this week, I rattled off some games that I remember from my childhood, right? Stuff like draft, marble. You remember Greenleaf?
Yes.
Greenleaf was a
We
big
have
thing.
green leaf for you all the time.
Manners, you remember Manners?
Find your green bush.
Right. You remember
Burning Flames?
that
sing the
song came after
find
that?
Yeah, find
Right?
your green bush.
you had left search.
Mm-hmm.
Where any food you had in your left
In your
hand,
left
or
hand,
anything you
yeah.
had in your left hand.
Yeah.
Right? You have a half it.
Yes.
Half
Right?
it, yeah,
Half
yeah,
it.
You had B word.
Yes.
So if you sit down and have conversation, anywhere they say B, could in the middle of class, if you remember if say B word,
You get a cough.
you get a cough.
You ever play Spike?
Spike, how Spike go?
If you sit down, you have to say Spike.
We never played on it.
It was a game that was started in the academy. It was, you remember, Brian Scholl?
Yeah, but no bad show.
I used to feel sorry for Brian Scholl because Brian Scholl would sit down right in front of me.
So what happened if you say Spike? Be interested, you know?
If you sit down and you don't say Spike, then somebody can knock you. If you're in for Spike. So Brian Scholl just can't remember. So he sit down in front of me and then he come and sit down and me wait for say Spike and Brian wouldn't say Spike and knock him. POP!
Wow.
Spike. You know,
Then,
so
then the other games
I've
like,
never heard of that one.
we never heard one of them. But
it
the
was
other
a game
games,
that was formed inside the academy.
so that the
An
academy
academy
game.
school game.
Yeah, the academy game.
there was a, yeah, very much so.
Then you have Punchinella.
Punching.
Punchinella.
Punchinella.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
That's a
yes,
ring
yes,
game.
yes,
That
yes,
was a ring
game.
game.
Ring game.
You had a
Something like-
brown girl in the ring.
Don't like
Yes.
one girl in the ring.
Right? You have hide and seek. We used to play cricket, especially one tip.
What about ID nominator?
ID nominate, yes.
Another
Remember
one,
that. There was another one that had so I lost my belt on a Saturday night. I found it Sunday morning. I wrote a letter to the governor.
I found it.
T-I-M-E time to get it.
T-I-M-E time. And he run down the way and he have a
What
fine
about
back
this
where he
one,
come
Fight
from.
back the spot.
He
We
gets
come
some
back.
blood.
It gets a lot.
What about this one? Four white horses
On the rainbow, hey, here we go. Up tomorrow is a wake up day. Come on down in that shallow bay. Shallow bay is a ripe banana. Hey, here we go. Up tomorrow. Listen,
Those are good
these are
days.
things that were ingrained in you when you were young. And obviously, we don't forget them because
No.
we had lots of fun playing them. It was a moment of interacting with our peers, a moment of togetherness. I remember when people were picking teams, you're trying to pick the best of the best, and then suddenly they're sorry for the people that weren't so good. So you want to have a friend
Get
and
them
pull
up
up their side to get up blind. You know what I mean? And I just think we've lost that level of interaction. I mean, I don't know if it's because we're not playing the same kind of games anymore. You know, I mean, as I say, I used to look forward to break time. Break time does be, time for go out and win something, you know.
I will tell you more. When we grew up in my yard was the happening yard. So we used to ride bike in the yard. We had ramps. We played cricket in the front. We played football in the back. Now I look through my neighborhood, the neighborhood that I grew up with, and you don't see none of that. The kids don't even know each other.
And I'm sure as well, right? When you go for eat your dinner, everybody in the yard eat.
Oh, yeah, you're share. Everybody share.
Yes.
You have a friend over and the friend, look, sometimes from friend will come and help me do the work. Mommy go and work, I have so to do, me go and line with them, but the idea, the promise is, they will come back and help me knock out the work before mommy reach home.
Help you fold the jump.
You understand?
Help you wash it.
So
Cut
there,
grass,
there
what
was
it is.
there was a togetherness. There was a team effort. You know what I mean? You don't see that. I mean, some neighbors you pass, you don't even know if their kids there because you don't see anybody.
You don't even know who lived next to you now. Who lived next to you? Boy, some people don't even know their name. They've been there for about 4 years and you know their name.
Yeah, it's
True that. You know, one of the other things that I've noticed, the fruit trees, Dom's tree, you pass them loaded.
nothing
In
for
a
it.
4 hour time.
Well, no,
Look,
but even though we
the
don't
fruits
have
and them,
it.
the fruits and them, they even get a chance to full yet.
For the band and the bang them.
Not about tamban.
But
You have
Calvin,
chicky for
you
days.
talk about that. Me don't remember in the film days, me see nobody when we would sell dumbs or sell nothing like that.
No.
And nowadays, me drive and me can't get peace. People knock on my window and ask me, want kidnap and dumbs. Them days that you go, you pick kidnap and kick dumbs, everybody share.
Everybody.
Everybody share. There's a man
It's
up by,
part of our culture.
there's a man up by me named Mr. Simon. Mr. Simon is the sweetest dumbs me ever eat, man. It's in Casada Gardens. I don't know if you know which part, Knowles and them have the
Yeah, the
truck yard. So they turn them between the road, you know, like
Yeah.
they go Bible believers.
Yes.
They go down there, him on the right side, don't they?
Yes.
Boy, Simon used to have to run out straight and check now with the guns, straight to keep out the yard. The
It was
dumbs in them is
dumb
big
ones?
and them is sweet. I mean, even if the dumbs are still alive, because I haven't been between them for a while, but let me tell you.
I think they are. They still have mango tree and.
Because it was a big,
big
almost
yard.
a
Big
acre,
yard.
you know,
Yeah,
acre
yeah,
land,
yeah.
big yard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember those things. I remember riding donkey. Donkey don't jump me down already. Because donkey love to take off with you.
Of course, me
And
too.
then a bite to it.
Me too. And kick hard.
Well, me never ride on donkey
You
yet
ride
in
a
my
donkey?
life. Yet in
How
my
is
life.
No?
Me interested in that one.
You have to like that, man.
Wait.
They see a bike and run here the Cassie bush or
Boy,
so.
donkey, that's why they are the catches you left in
Yeah,
the
play
car.
that game there.
My summers was taken up with me riding horses down Halcyon with the tourists for the whole summer. I did that every day for free. That's what got me into horses, you know.
I rode a horse once at a fair, and somebody was holding the horse
Oh, really?
carried around. No,
Well, we don't get thrown down a horse and that kind of thing. But you know, I'm saying all that to say, we were outdoors. Soon as my parents went to work, I was down Halcyon. As soon as they do a boom, jump on my bike, gone Halcyon. You know, for the whole, I didn't even feel hungry, didn't even know we eat lunch.
Well, me grew up in a pint, right?
Mm.
And every day, you don't a pint to have. Every day, especially when the Dominica fig boat come in. Murder, you murder more fig. Because something have a drop off, right?
Of course, of
Something
course.
have a drop off.
I saw there's somebody beside me to some girl. I mean,
Oh yeah.
So do you think, Mr. Pilgrim, that we could ever get back to that, or even find that sweet spot where we can still do what we do now? Yes, we talk about evolution, and yes, we talk about moving forward, and we know the whole technical world and so on. But do you think we can, how we can share that and find that medium?
I mean, you're gonna have to go right into the schools and start train a new generation. That's the only way. You gotta hit it right in the schools and start training the new generation that's coming up. I would say 5, 6. Age 5, 6. You gotta start
Pushing our
right
games back
there.
to them.
Start pushing it back to them, and so they will be growing up with it. Because if you go higher than that, the teenagers we have now, they have already been trained badly, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
You understand? So you have to go lower than that and start to train the younger ones. So as they grow, it's like you have to bend the tree when you're young.
So we need to the authorities in the Ministry of like Education and so need to now look at these issues and incorporate them into the curriculum.
Yes, everybody have to get on board. I mean, we have to get back to the village raising the child. You understand?
Dial, what you
Look,
talking?
these days, right, Dial,
mm.
you can't correct nobody pick me now.
Oh no, we were just talking
Just
about that.
talk
Oh
about
no, oh
You
no.
can't.
Just
Oh, no.
spoke about that.
And we need to get back to that stage where we realize as parents that, look, I can't do it all on my own. I love my child, yes, and I'm not going to allow anybody to abuse my child, talk down to my child. But there must be some adult who can speak into your child's life.
I agree.
Besides you, the parent.
I agree, and I also think too that, I mean, do you think parents find the time at home to sit down and have conversations with their kids? You know, conversations about, yes, right and wrong, but also about the past, you know, how things were, what was allowed, what was not allowed, what was their growing up or upbringing like. You know, to give them some kind of balance, some kind of, you know what I mean, foot to stand on in terms of, you know. I mean, I do that with my kids a lot. I mean, we sit down, we have breakfast together, and during the breakfast, we have conversations. Yeah, every Sunday, me cook breakfast, and me, my wife, and my 2 kids, we sit on the table, and we have conversations. Sometimes we watch TV, you know what I mean, but we have conversations.
I think what's needed
That's
is
very
for
important.
more parents to do what you're doing.
It's very important.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm having conversations with my daughter, and just the other day I was taking her home from school, and something happened, and she said, Daddy, you remember back in the old time days when? I said, what you talking about? You just born. What you talking about old time days? And she's talking about something that happened 4 or 5 years ago in her life, and she considered that
Old time days.
Old time days. So I mean, the conversation need to be had.
It definitely does.
I wonder if that's something that, you know, I know I want to do something that can be done as a also not just as an education project, but as a culture project as well too, in terms of highlighting some of these old games, having competitions around them. You know, some like a old school party or a old school festival. I mean, I don't know, just thinking out loud. You know what I mean?
Drama
So,
fest,
you know, you can have
you have
kite
dance
making
fest.
competition. You can have
Yep.
marble competition, the ring games, and them. You know, we have teams and stuff like that, rounders. Yeah, and just try to just kind of bring it back, make it exciting again, make school exciting again and fun, and you know, try to help to erase some of the violence and the create some more problem solving situations,
Yes.
right? Activities, because one of the things that's apparent is that kids nowadays don't know how to solve their issues without violence. The first thing is always, I'm going to stab you up, I'm going to cut you up, and I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to bust your face.
Listen, Don,
And back then, even though we just say, I'm going to bust your face, we're only talking,
I mean nothing.
I'm going to bust somebody's face.
there's a word that I got very familiar with quite more in the recent times that the youngsters use, and it's a word that they and even though they understand what they're saying, but they always talk about he violated me.
What does that mean? You violate me.
Yeah, and I would ask, yo, you really know what you're saying? Another word that the other words that trigger me. I don't like when I hear kids call each other, hey, what's up? Hey, where's the dog? I don't like it at all.
And you see, all this is coming from the
influence.
songs that they're listening
Correct.
to.
And the TV, the movies they watch.
And the biggest one is when we call each other nigger. I don't like it. And I would tell them, hey, no call me so. I would be adamant.
Yeah, I didn't go up with that.
You know what? One of the problems with us as Antiguans, I mean, this is an Antiguan show,
Right.
is that we do not embrace and protect our culture enough.
Yeah, boy.
How quick for
Move
grab
to the
somebody
head of
else
the
up.
club. Move to the head of the
Calvin, Calvin, before when we started on the show first, that was one of the passionate thing that bothered me. It's almost like if Antigans are ashamed to be Antigans.
Yeah.
It's like we're very quick to give up what our identity is and quick to grab somebody else's own. We do it in our music, we do it in our dressing. I was even highlighting the fact that when I was growing up, all the houses used to be so colorful. Because we always colorful people. Now you see all them grayscale house. Where do they come from? I don't know to see them grayscale house. When tourists come here, because I used to drive taxis to count tourists, they used to be fascinated, amazed by the colors of our houses. So the West is now everybody had paint the house and shade of gray. Shade. I'm saying. So
Yes.
we're losing our identity in so many different ways. No, I can't tell nobody what to do, because I feel property. But I'm just saying, if you look at the Jamaicans and the Spanish and the Guyanese and so on, they embrace their culture wherever they go. Wherever they go. If
embrace
Jamaicans
and-
start live here, you're going to find jerk chicken, you're going to find excavate fish, you're going to find them a dress in their ice gold and green and them, for match up to them flag colors. You're going to find them a talk in their language and I try to change up them twang for suit nobody. And you're going to see that, you can tell one Jamaican,
Of course,
for us, he walk down the street.
for real.
Most time, same with the Guyanese and Spanish, whatever. Why is it we're so quick to shed who we are?
That is a fact, dog. It's a
So what you just said a
burning,
while ago is something
burning
that we just keep emphasizing on the show over and over and over. And I hope as this show continues, people understand what we're trying to say. It's not that we're here bashing nobody. It's not that we're here trying to pick a fight with nobody or we don't appreciate the contributions that other ethnicities make in Antigua. We're just saying, listen, make your contributions, live good, enjoy yourself, but people, let's continue to show people who we are and what we are as Antiguans and stop diluting.
and be proud of who we
You
are.
know what I mean?
Be proud of who we are. I wanted to go back to that incident when I was telling you that that I find that the way we address each other can be issues in terms of referring to each other as dog, Hey, what's up, dog? What's up, nigger? And so I remember traveling to Africa. First time going to Africa, just touched down. I was in a contingent with Kevin Little. I was traveling with him as one of his musicians. And we looked like Americans, yeah. But in those days, I had long plaits. I had a durag over my head. I guess I looked like a rapper or something. And this guy, my first conversation on the motherland, a guy came up to me and said, "Hey, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga?" And I was like, "Yo, we're not niggas, man. We're Negroes," you know. But it was so amazing that we know in Antigua that's an American culture. We have adapted that. And I had to kind of tell the guy in a nice way, "Yo, you're not a nigger, man. You're not a nigger. You're not an intelligent person. You're Negro. We're Negroes, man. We're not niggers, you know." In the motherland, I'm telling this guy that in Ghana, saying that to say that we here now, I come back home and everybody call each other nigger. I'm like, where this come from?
But if you really think
You
back,
just adapt everybody's culture like that?
If you
because
really- if
because
you really-
Tupac and them saying it?
if you really think back on it, right? Our forefathers were so upset to be called that.
Yeah.
And now we're so
We fought so
accepting
hard.
of it.
Yeah.
We fought so hard to get the Caucasians to not call us niggers. For us to be calling
you
each
see
other that.
again, because our history and our culture is not being taught, it's not being passed on. And if you don't pass it on, you're going to lose it.
True,
Yeah.
true. But I'm going to get back to the games and more so the part about kite. Because, Calvin, I know that's a big deal for you. I mean, for 19 years now, you've been working hard, and I think you're now beginning or have begun to see the fruits of your labor, because it has grown to such heights and success that I think I've heard recently on another interview that you have actually have people coming into Antigua now to join the festival,
That's correct.
right? So tell us about your journey starting this kite festival and what inspired you to start it in the beginning.
Okay, so I've been flying and building kites ever since I was a little boy, because as you know, growing up, mommy no money for buying on ties, so you have to make your own
Make your own happiness.
happiness.
Right.
So kites was one of those things. Unfortunate or unfortunate for me, because I get plenty blow. My mom was a seamstress. My mom was a
So
seamstress.
plenty jet in the house.
Plenty. And me always lucky for take up the one that she really need. So you know how that go. And also, she's Dominican, and the Dominicans use the coconut, the broom, they call it cocoyer broom. It's actually made from the veins of the coconut palm.
Right.
So me have endless supply of veins. So me just make kite till the broom done.
That's the center part of the kite?
Yes, the veins. Yeah, and scraps of cloth for the tails and so on was in plentiful supply.
Seamstress. Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
as the son of a
You got
seamstress.
everything,
and
boy.
I got everything to
Tell me
hand.
how to talk about you. Yeah, thing.
No, man, I'm not talking about you. We have a white flower, no, man. So the white flower work. And so growing up, keep making kites, getting better and better at it. And then as an adult, started participating in different competitions that they would have had around the island. Antigua Sun used to have a competition years ago.
That's a newspaper.
Yes, yes. I think Ministry of Culture had a competition as well that they used to have. And the Girl Guides Association was the last who had many competitions. And they would ask me to be the judge, like the professional kiter on their team. And so I started traveling to the US back and forth and seeing how the major kite festivals up there done and so on. And so in 2006, I decided to bring some of that to Antigua. And so the Antigua Barbuda International Kite Festival was started around that time. And from then it has been growing by leaps and bounds to where we are now. We've had lots of local people participating, and internationally we've had persons from Canada, USA, England, and from the region we've had Barbados, Haiti, Dominica, St. Vincent.
Do you get any support from like the governmental support?
Military culture, education. I just might reach out to you and say, look, hey, we love what you're doing. Why not? No, there's a conversation.
Yes or no?
You notice the long pause, right?
Well, right, okay, we take it as no. We take it as a no. Let's move on.
No, I want to hear him answer the question.
I'm sorry for the question. My bad.
So you have approached them before?
I mean, it's a private event, and so whatever help logistically we can get from them in terms of we get a lot of donations from
Private.
clubs
Private people.
overseas
Okay.
of kites that we bring in and so on, and so from time to time we would request a waiver of
Duty-free waiver, something
duty-free
like
or whatever, so that we can bring
So you get that.
because most of these kites that we bring in, we use them to do workshops.
Okay.
So it's a way of giving back as well to the community.
Got you. Okay.
And so
Do you get when you started out, it was just the one show you started to do it first at Devil's Bridge, right?
no, actually,
When you started out first, how it started? How was it segmented?
okay, there is this lady. She's now passed. Her name is Sue Motzkowitz.
Right.
All right. She had a kite shop in Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island. And one day I walked into her kite shop. I was hunting for this kite shop for days and couldn't find it. And I finally found it. And I walked into that kite shop. It's about big as this room, but filled with kites. Every wall, every ceiling, every inch of space was a kite. And I was like a kid in a candy store, and I was so amazed. And
You
I
were
spent,
old, sorry?
eh? A big mommy be at that time, man. I'm sure I was in my 30s.
Right. Okay.
And so I spent hours in her shop. I think I freaked her out as well too, because I mean, in a then country there, a black man in the shop and now come out something, something wrong.
You the soup.
Yeah, and so I started talking with her, and the conversation grew, and we became friends. And from that day, I visited her shop very often, and we developed such a good friendship that we would go flying kites every weekend at a place called Brenton Point, and it's sort of similar to Devil's Bridge, yeah. And then it grew from there, and we started touring. Every time there's a kite festival somewhere in the States, we would jump in the car and drive for hours, 13, 14 hours, to get to a kite festival. And one day I said to myself, "Hey Sue, don't you think I can bring this event to Antigua?" And she said, "Sure, it's a good idea. It'll be fun flying kites on the beach in Antigua." And so we started planning, and in 2006, that dream became a reality with the first Antigua and Barbuda International Kite Festival.
Question.
Wow.
Is there a best place in Antigua to fly kites?
Devil's Bridge.
Devil's Bridge.
Devil's Bridge. No trees, no aircraft, clean, unobstructed breeze coming off the Atlantic.
Okay, another
When
question.
you put up a kite at Devil's Bridge, you literally do not have to look back again.
Another question. Is there a best time of year to fly kites in Antigua?
No, it's just a tradition that we
Easter.
that we fly kites every Easter in recognition of the resurrection of Christ. So
Oh,
as
that's
the
what it
kites-
was?
Yeah. In the Caribbean, as the kites go up, It's symbolizing the resurrection of Christ.
I did not know this.
We learned something new. We learned something new here on Highlight and Tea.
I'm not ashamed. I did not know this.
That's what Highlight and Tea is about, learning new stuff.
I know. I remember seeing you in Spring Garden and so doing
Yes.
the kite when they're doing the programs and so inside.
Yes. Oh yes, we did for the Christmas program. Yes. Put the light. That's an indoor kite.
That's an indoor kite.
That's an indoor kite.
Okay.
That's an indoor kite.
So how an indoor kite stays up without breeze?
Okay, just the movement of your body. When you're little and you fly kite, what the first thing you do when you get a kite in your hand?
Tug. No? Oh no, you from up for.
They never fly
You
kite.
put it up a star.
Hold on. It's been a while.
Never fly.
It's been a while. You hold them so, and then let them go start running up.
A star run.
Run.
Yeah.
Correct, you run. As soon as you put a kite in the hand of a child, the first thing they do is take off running. You know why they do that?
Try to keep it up.
Because they're trying to keep it up and create breeze. It's the same thing with the indoor kite, except your movement don't have to be that aggressive. Just the slightest movement of your hand and your body, the kite soars. All right? They're super light kites. They're made from carbon fiber rods and 3/4 ounce sailcloth. The 3/4 ounce sailcloth is the same material that the spinnakers of the boats are made from. The spinnakers sail, the big pretty sail that the yacht and them put out. Yeah, that same material it's made from. So
Light.
super light, super light. So with the slightest movement of your body, your arms, gentle walk, the kite soars. And the nice thing about indoor kite flying is that the movement of the kites is choreographed to music. So it's like a dance, it's like a performance with indoor kite flying.
All right. Take the opportunity and tell us more about your festival, what's going to be happening, when it's going to be happening, where it's going to be happening, as we dive more into it.
All right, so our first event tomorrow, March 28th, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Multipurpose Cultural Center. We'll have our indoor kite flying, where our guests from the States, we have 7 persons this year from the US who have come down to fly kites with us, and they are going to put on a show tomorrow. They'll have team flying. Team flying is one or more persons flying indoors, and they'll be choreographed to music. We'll have indoor kite building workshops for the kids. So when they come, they can build a small kite and fly it indoor. For the adults who want to feel the kites that fly indoor, we'll do small workshops with them as well, and they'll get a chance to fly an indoor kite for the first time.
What's the cost of this?
$5 easy gets you in from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
And drinks and refreshments on sale.
Light refreshments. Nothing too heavy.
Carl, question for those adults like me who are very interested in this, but can't make it tomorrow. Would it be broadcast anywhere? Or is there anywhere it would be streaming or anything like that?
It won't be live stream, but it would be recorded and be placed on our Facebook page at CP Kites. One word.
CP Kites.
You can go on and see all the highlights of the event. One of the things that we're trying to do is to have a constant presence of kiting on the island year round. And you ask the question, what time of year is good for flying kites? I fly kites every month of the year. Every first Sunday of the month, you can find me at Devil's Bridge, and I'm flying kites there from 2 p.m. till about 4 p.m. If you have a kite that you need some direction on how to fly it, how to make it stay up, whatever problems you're having with your kite making, that's a good time to come see me, and I'll help you out with that.
Well, I'll be calling because there was an Easter that I was trying to show my kids how to make a kite. And we're going to pick the coconut vein and them and so and everything. And, I thought I was doing everything. But back then, we used to make some nice though. You remember the mountain loop?
Yeah.
Well,
Singers and so.
Well, I can't make one kite now to save my life. But I think I've lost touch with it. Seriously.
Yeah.
But I remember the basic principle. You start out with the cross, you tie in that, and then you put in the other veins, and then
Yep,
that's
yep.
a simple kite, and then
Yep.
you cut out and paste. So we definitely call it.
And I mean, if anyone out there who wants to learn how to make a kite, we can do one-on-one workshops. Just give me a call 732-4471,
Can I have the number?
and
Can
we
you
will
write the number?
teach you how to make a kite and how to fly a
732-4471.
kite. Yes, 732-4471. So our second event for this year is our Kites and Cocktails. It's a nighttime fly.
Wow.
We have brought in special kites that have LED lights built into them. So all the octopus and the dragon and the big fish and all the kites, the nice fancy kites that you see us flying at Devil's Bridge, we'll be flying kites similar to those, but just with lights on them.
Wow, this sounds very interesting. When is
And
that?
that's Friday.
That's Saturday.
Saturday.
Night at Splash Antigua from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
can
There,
make that.
there will be food and drinks on sale.
I can make that.
Admission for that one is $40 for adults and $10 for children.
That's at 6?
Starts at 6. Starts at 6.
And refreshments on sale.
Yes. Drinks, food and drinks. More than refreshment, food and drinks. Right? You can get your cocktails for the adults and your mocktails for the kids. There'll be cotton candy, popcorn. We will be having lots of lighted thingamajiggers.
Glow stuff.
Lots of glow stuff as well too, so that the kids will have lots of stuff to run around with and have fun at that event. We'll have pan music, we'll have fire dancing. It's going to be
Who's the
it's going to
panelists?
be a show. It's going to be a show. Geminites.
Geminites, okay.
It's going to be a nice show down there, and so we're inviting everyone to come
I'll
out
be there. I'll be
and
there for sure.
enjoy that event. It's not to be missed. Yeah, and the grand
big one.
finale, the big one, Easter Monday, April 1st. When I looked up the date, I said, "This is all right."
I realized like it took a break between all them, like a day between all them.
Yes,
Right, so you have tomorrow and then you take a break Friday.
yes.
You take Saturday, like Friday, Good Friday.
Friday, Good Friday.
You take Saturday and then take a break and then Monday.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sunday,
that's nice. Very
Sunday
cool.
we send your church,
Regroup, okay.
and then regroup. And
So
then
the big one is Monday with that.
yes,
Devil's
Monday
Bridge.
at Devil's Bridge, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
That has an admission fee too?
Yes, it's $20 for adults
Mhm.
and $10 for children. If you're under
So
12,
why you say that's the big one?
it's free of cost.
Huh?
Why you say that's the big one?
Because
That
that's
most
when
of
we
people-
pull out all the stops. That's when we put up, look,
So you can have the night flying there too?
No, night line a day.
night
No, she said
flying.
for 7.
The night flying is at,
Splash.
It is at Splash.
The
Come down
night
to
flying is
Splash
the one I want to see.
That's the one at Splash. That's why you have to go to on Saturday.
on Saturday.
I mean, I've seen daytime flying already. So
No,
I've
you've,
never
so you've
seen
gone
kites
to Devil's
fly at
Bridge
night.
for the show already?
No, but I mean, must see kites
No,
fly
I'm gonna
already.
ask you that, Gavin. You go to Devil's Bridge for the show
No,
already.
no.
So you're the see the one there already.
You know
No,
that-
no. But I've never seen a kite fly at night. You know what I mean?
I hear you, but,
So I mean-
listen, it's a different vibe when you look up in the sky and see 100 or something kite.
So I have to go
Of different-
Saturday and Monday then.
Why
no,
not?
You have to go Thursday,
Saturday
Saturday,
and
and
Monday.
Monday.
So I can't make Thursday.
All right, fine. So go Saturday, Monday.
Saturday, Monday. all right.
Yes.
The
So
night flying sound like real,
It sounds, it's different.
different for me.
it is going to be a treat, and I was speaking with one of the members of the team that flew in, David Reich. He one of the top guys when it comes to night flying, and so he's going to be putting on a show, a nice show for us. So I can go back to Monday now.
Yeah, go right there. Go right there. I apologize for the interruption.
For rudely interrupting you. Go ahead.
So, on Monday, we start putting up kites from about 8 o'clock. The show starts at 9. The gates open at 9. And we won't stop putting up kites until maybe 2, 3 o'clock. So the sky will be full
Can I ask
Full.
a question now about that? Kites
Yeah.
don't interact with it, don't overloop and overlap each other?
The way how we set them, they really do. Really do. If there's a change in the wind direction, then you might have some of that. But the way we put them up, they're positioned so that they stay in their own little space. Now, we have what we call air traffic controllers that are members of our staff who go around, and if we see somebody flying recklessly,
You can
We-
fly recklessly?
yeah,
That is a serious thing now.
we will direct them
Uh-huh.
or take the kite down and put it up somewhere else, so
Well,
that
that's
we
the
don't
question,
have any
Calvin.
collisions.
Last year, that was your biggest kite festival to date? I think I heard that somewhere, no?
I would believe so, because every year it grows and get bigger and bigger.
About how many kites you had up in here on the Monday?
That would be difficult to gauge, but me personally, I'm sure I had over 150.
150 kites?
Wow. Imagine looking up in the sky and seeing 150.
No, I forgot
Different
Monday
mates,
then.
di-
I
and
forgot
that's for
Monday.
Gavin. I asked that question to Gavin.
I forgot
Let
Monday.
me see kite fly already.
Okay, we go Monday.
And that's just me alone, right? You have other people flying their own kites.
So you had 150 kites in here?
Yeah.
How you want to hold 150 kites?
Big man, about 8 barrel of kite me have now.
You alone controlling 150 kites?
About 8
No,
barrel.
no, this
about-
month,
about
me have, okay,
8
me go
barrel of
Monday,
kite
die.
me walk would go up there now.
Wow. So you're looking at maybe about a 200 kites inside the sky then? If you have 150 and other
You
people.
alone
more.
carry 150.
More.
150 kites is no, not
Yeah.
50. 150 is no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
The
Guys,
kites,
this is interesting.
The kites I fly, okay. You have a big kite right at the top. It's called an anchor. And then the line come down to the ground. Yeah? On that line, we'll hang 3, 4, 5, 6 additional kites.
Oh, they're on one line.
Yeah,
The anchor holding them and the other smaller ones don't hang on that.
correct.
Okay.
Because anchor big and heavy, so that not really. That
Matter
not
of
really
fact,
flow
the anchor has some big tire are full of concrete
away.
and bury them in the ground.
Kite ever pull you away?
Pull me away?
Yeah.
No.
You ever see a kite pull anybody?
Well, technically, yes. A kite have pulled me before, but not pull me away.
Will lift you up out of the ground?
No.
You watch too much of TV, Gavin.
No.
No.
TV has influenced your culture.
No, I've not had that experience today.
It's not that strong.
They are powerful, but I've not had that experience.
You remember growing up hearing anything about the kite, like starfish kite? Have you heard that?
Yeah, me make
What you make out of them?
about 12, 15 saltfish kite to Capo Davis with this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that's the one that's made out of the date palms.
It's not what it's made from, but the style is
The
more
style
of the
of it.
style of kites. Saltfish kite is what's traditionally called a diamond kite.
Right.
So you have a X,
Uh,
and then the kite will go like this, boom, boom.
right.
That's a saltfish kite.
Right.
But many kites look like that.
2 sticks,
Yeah, me know that.
That's a
me know that
diamond-
shape.
a diamond
Yeah,
shape
like a
kite.
diamond shape, yeah.
right? The one that we make traditionally
So
with
not so
the,
bad, darling.
with the 3 six with the 3 6 3 sticks
Right.
that has 6 sides. That's our traditional 3-vein kite.
Right. Okay.
But the international name for it is a bando kite,
Bando.
because
okay.
the way the X's are,
right.
it's like a bando.
Yeah. Question. So, like, what's the average height that you just go up and so?
Me, I don't go no higher than 100 feet.
No higher than that.
And maybe we should spend some time talking about that.
All right. So
Um,
before we do, we're going to take a break and then we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your keys and get in gear with a car loan from ACB. Drive away with a loan that fits you. Get up to 100% financing and 10 years to repay on a new or used car. Plus, get a pre-approved credit card. So rev up and get in gear with the Simply Smarter car loan. Call or visit us or go to acbonline.com for more.
ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking.
Jingle your
Welcome back to Highlight Antigua, talking culture and entertainment with Doyle and Gavin. Remember, this program is aired every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can find us online at the ACB Caribbean Parish League YouTube and Antigua Parish League on Instagram. Or you can join the conversation by calling us 268-776-2866. We'll be back right now with our guest, Calvin Pilgrim, and we're talking kites.
There's a question I had for you too, Calvin. So is there there's an association or like a club? How does it run, the kite business?
Okay, our event is run by CP Kites, which is a business partnership. There are kite clubs on the island. I think it's called Wadadli Kiters, but I'm not associated with that group.
Okay.
How would you say you'd have gauged the response? Are you making the impact you hope to have made? I mean, are you seeing more kites in the air, not just around the festival time, but at other times throughout the year?
Yes, it's part of the culture that is definitely coming back.
Right.
Because if you look around St. John's now, you'll find many persons building kites for sale, and that's something that you've never seen.
Build for sale?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah. A lot
I
of
always
people
thought if you
around-
want to buy a kite, you go and shout.
No, a lot of
I mean,
people.
if you bad then, because I thought so too.
No, a lot of people are making local kites for sale.
Okay.
If you drive around and you pay attention, you will see them. And one of the things that we're doing as an organization is that we are also making a lot of local kites for sale, so that the culture, our local culture, remains strong, while introducing the other
Types of kites.
types of kites. We want to maintain our culture. We're not getting rid of it altogether, and so we are maintaining our culture by producing and selling these locally made kites.
But let me say, your festival is the only one I would have heard of in the last 10 years or so, and I've actually seen an improvement because I've driven across Friesel Road. I've actually seen kites in the sky over Foot Road. Just not during Easter, just on a regular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I say, well, I mean, kite, because there was a time now that you don't see kites in the air. There was a
I'm
time
gonna
Easter
tell
come and
you.
then see nothing.
I'm going to tell you, during COVID, there was a big resurgence during COVID, because what we did, and I think we are one of the few events who didn't have a break during COVID. We did our kite festival virtually.
I remember that.
During COVID.
I remember that.
Yeah, where we asked persons to build their kites, record a video, and send it in, and then we would broadcast it on the day designated for our kite festival. So, yes, I would say that kite flying, kite building is coming back and coming back strong.
Question again. When you when you finish.
While I'm on that, one thing I want to mention is that persons in Antigua and Barbuda, they need to fly their kites safely.
I was just about to ask you about the
Yeah,
Met Office and if you're in touch with them.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. From our very first event, we've been in touch with air traffic control. They used to be
not the Met Office, but air traffic.
yes,
sorry,
air traffic
my bad.
control. And so we would apply every year, and we will write a letter, and we say to them, okay, CP Kites is requesting permission to fly in otters on such and such a date from such and such a time to such and such a time, and they would write back and say whether they approve or they disapprove. Over the years, we haven't had a situation where they did not approve of our flying in any area, because we do not fly kites high. It's very important. I know it's a big thing to see whose kite can go the highest, but it's also a very dangerous thing.
Correct, I can see
Yeah.
that. Of course.
So I am never one to encourage anybody to fly a kite high. My kites don't fly higher than 100 feet.
Okay.
Don't. And if you want to gauge how high that is, ABI building on Reckless Street, my kites don't fly higher than that.
That's a rule set by the air traffic control.
No, that's my personal rule.
So what the rule that they gave you was the highest you can fly a kite in Antigua without obstructing any air traffic or anything like that. You know?
I would think anything on the 200 feet.
Okay.
ABI building, so you don't go higher than ABI building?
No,
Wow.
no. Because, okay, I spend, let's say, 3, 4, 5, 6 days making a kite. Beautiful kite. Nice, intricate design and nice layout. And me fly 'em way, way, way up there.
And you lose it.
Can't
see
see
'em?
it. Can't see it.
Who
Can't
see
see
'em?
it.
Oh, okay.
Can't see it.
It's pointless.
Yeah,
I
can't
see,
see it.
I see. That's the
It's
reason.
pointless. I mean, a costume builder don't build a nice costume and put the person to play mass in the bush where nobody can see them. It's
I
right.
get your
it's
point,
right
loud
in
and
front
clear.
of
I
you.
get it, I get it,
You
yeah,
understand?
for sure.
So my kites, the majority of my kites are flown solo, that you can actually stand next to it and take a picture while it's flying.
I got
The
you.
little kids can come and touch the kites and play with them while they're flying. That's how low I fly.
Calvin,
So I will never ever have issue with airplane and air traffic and all that stuff.
That's just your rule
That's my
for
rule.
yourself.
That's my rule.
Calvin, tell us about the different types of kite that you know of.
Yeah, all kind of kite. Yeah, where do I begin? I mean, you have the main two types of kites, I would say, are soft kites and sparred kites. Now, a soft kite is a kite that don't have any veins at all in it. You see
Plastic
how
bag?
you see how that possible?
We might just find
Yeah,
plastic.
but
bag.
it's raw, so hold that-
Exactly.
hold that still without veins.
Exactly. Now, the way the kites are constructed, they have different pockets where the air goes in and fills it up, so it creates its own spine, so to speak. But once it becomes deflated, then you can just crush it up, fold it up, and stick it in a bag. And then you have the spad kites, are those that have
Veins. Okay.
have to have veins to keep them.
Soft kite and spad kites.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would say those are the two main. But a kite, you can make anything, any shape. The chair that you're sitting in, you can make a chair fly.
I've
You
made a
can
chair
make-
fly before.
You don't kite that way.
Maybe not up, but across.
Are you there? Are you there picnic and get the pilots from? Are you?
maybe it didn't go up, but it went across the room.
Yeah, so I mean, literally the sky is the limit. Literally the sky is the limit in terms of what you can do, what shapes you can make, what objects you can make into a kite. The sky is the limit. And with technology today, you can have a computer generated plan of a kite.
Like a 3D drawing of it or something.
Yes, and then you just manage. For instance, if I wanted to make a kite that's exactly the shape of this bottle, I can type in the dimensions that what I want and the shape and everything. The computer will spit out a plan for me.
That's a specific program.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. I think I overheard one of your interviews where you're actually supposed to be having a corporate competition.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Oh yes. Oh
I
yes.
listen. I listen.
That's attention.
You were on connecting with David Lester the other day?
No, no, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. So we're inviting our corporate community to get your staff together, make a kite that you think best represent your company. Yeah? You come up to Devil's Bridge, you register that kite for the corporate kite competition. It's only $100 easy, and your kite will be judged, and you go and fly. No, your kite have a fly.
What's the judging criteria?
Your kite have a fly.
Hey, you think Highlight Antigua can do
No,
a
I'm
kite?
wondering.
Kite have a fly. Look, I always have to go back to this. And sorry, Diamond, but years ago, Diamond International made this beautiful kite, man. Lovely. Couldn't desire more.
It didn't fly?
Can't fly.
But you look good.
He look
So
good.
does he win some points?
He win plenty points.
But not for getting up in the air.
But forget to. Could not fly. Could not fly. So that's the number one thing. Your kite must be able to fly. We judge on construction. You know, how well the kite is built. You know, how well it's decorated. You know what I mean? If your color scheme balance out nice and it's pretty to look at. So all these things go
It's a
into
judging panel.
Yes.
So there's not one man a judge.
No.
Some
no,
guy
no,
buy
no.
you off.
You can't buy me off because as well, some of the judges are from overseas.
Okay.
You understand? So whereas me know you and me get some time feel sorry for you and give blind. That now happen with the overseas judges.
What does the winner get? What does the winner get?
For the corporate kite, it's bragging rights.
Okay.
And for the past 2 years, Patty Delight,
Part of the light there.
have been the champions. You know, so they are the ones to beat. Before that, it was Hadid Motors.
Motors?
Yeah.
They still participate?
They have not participated in the last 2 years.
So since they get the first blow, then they come up.
Then I come back.
So when is this? When is this event? When is this?
The same Monday. That's the
It's
Monday.
gonna be Monday too?
That's
Yeah.
Monday.
Okay.
That's Monday. And
The producer want to know if the party like kite look like a party.
Come on, let's see what a kite look like. They had a very nice 3D a nice 3-vein kite, and they decorated it with their products. So the patties were literally flying in the air.
Is it?
Yeah, man, lovely.
And no bird
lovely
attack,
kite.
no bird attack like I did.
No. No.
The other
Very
question
well.
I wanted to ask you, Calvin, you spoke earlier about traditional Antiguan kites. And, you know, we speak a lot about culture. Do we have more than one traditional Antiguan kites? What is our style of kite? What is our culture of kite in Antigua?
Okay, our main kite is the 3-vein kite
Right.
that we keep talking about. Yeah? And you have different variations of that 3-vein kite. You can have just a plain flat kite, put on a tail, put on a loop. Now you can either have a mountain loop or a tugging loop,
Okay, we know about the mountain loop, we know about the tugging loop, but go ahead.
right? The
difference?
the mountain loop,
They climb high.
the mountain loop climbs very high
That's
and almost over your head,
Over 100 feet.
straight up.
Climb
Oh,
high.
shoot,
Like,
okay,
you
just
go
climb.
straight, just
Yes,
Okay.
yes. The mountain loop goes very high.